Hey everyone, I want to thank my friend Mitch for tipping me off to a hashtag that's been circulating in preparation for Easter. It's hashtag Jesus changed my life. And for those that don't know, it's a opportunity for Christians to share a brief video explaining how Jesus changed our lives. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to tell friends and family on Facebook how Jesus changed my life. So to begin with, I grew up in a nominal Greek Orthodox household, but God wasn't really something that really came to mind. We occasionally went to church, but really my life was about living for the moment, and specifically video games. I was, from a very young age, an avid gamer. I would say addicted, but that was really what captivated my life. And I think from a young age up until high school, I didn't really have any direction or any purpose or any ambitions in life. My whole life was directed to simply enjoying the moment, hanging out with friends, playing video games, watching videos, doing whatever I can to just pass my life away. And there was this moment in grade 11 where all of that just came to an abrupt end. And I developed a brain condition called Chiari malformation. And that's basically where there's not enough room in my head. There's tension between my brain and my spinal cord, and that caused unremitting pain on a daily basis. And I couldn't do anything except just play video games and go on the internet, which, if I was to be honest, wasn't all that bad, because that's really what my life was about. But now I was being met with questions that I never asked before. Questions like, why was I suffering? Why were my friends able to continue doing what they do, and why did I have to be in bed all day? And what was the purpose of my life? And I came upon these websites that gave these explanations that I was just enamored by. And these explanations were really bleak. I took comfort in this idea that my life was meaningless, and that even though my life was a bad roll of the cosmic die, that ultimately everyone else was doomed to the same fate. And I kind of saw myself in this grand system that really was bleak, but of course it's just meant to, and I saw my place in it. But you can only look at one perspective until you see other ones. And I came upon these websites that started jabbing it and poking holes in it and showing that the scientific arguments for what I was believing, they weren't as ironclad as I thought. And then I began to see that maybe there's more to this idea of God than I originally thought. And for a period of 4 months, I was just devouring as much as I could, looking at this perspective and alternative perspectives, until I got to this point where I'm like, God, you're there, and you were the creator. But then I was met with this question: why is the world the way that it is? And then there was this presentation I listened to that explained my suffering in light of sin. And we oftentimes think of sin as this moral violation, and it is, but it's more than that. It's separation from God. It's what happens when things aren't the way they were created to be. And I saw that in many ways I was part of this broken, sinful world. That my physical pain, an effect of this sin-cursed world, was very much related to my moral state. So the two were related. This bitterness, this resentment, this hatred, all of this that was in me, I saw was connected to my brokenness. And if God was to solve all the problems in the world, I would be one of the things that were thrown out with the rest of the bad stuff. And so I understood very tangibly my need for a Savior. And so I remember October 23rd, 2008, I said, God, there isn't much here, but do with my life what you want. And from that moment, He changed my life. He gave me a new heart with new desires. And just to fast forward, since then, my life has purpose, it has meaning. Where once I didn't have an ambition, now I'm living in Toronto, doing my dream job of helping other people to see this same Savior. I work with the church, Westminster Chapel, and I'm married to an amazing wife who keeps me on track with this purpose of of just telling people about Jesus. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to maybe ask you to consider if this might be something that might change your life, because Jesus certainly has changed my life. And as you're celebrating with friends and family, maybe not because of social distancing, maybe think about that. And if you want to talk, feel free to send me a message.